This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the light. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, again, on my own personal YouTube channel. As always, it is very much appreciated, and I hope you are all doing very well today. Today, we're going to get back on the Japanese 2000 Guineas Trail with a horse on the YouTube channel that is trained and based in Japan currently. But before we get on to that, I always like to mention my own personal Patreon channel, Newman Racing. Head over to Patreon and see if it's for you. There's plenty of content on there. There's some old resources on there that you might all find useful. It's also where all the national hunt racing is looked at really on Patreon, as well as all the reviews, all the end of yearly reviews as well are carried out on there as well. There's plenty of free content on there and some paid content as well. If you wish to support me moving forward, it's in no way compulsory though, but I would always encourage people to head over to Patreon to see if it's for you. You never know, you might be missing out on something that you like for very little. Right, it's time now to take a focus, as usual, on these YouTube channel videos into Classic Watch. Where can people find this year's edition? Well, classicwatch26.great/site.net is where people are able to find the horses. You'll see now the Japanese list is included with the 3 Southern Hemisphere horses. It was the Japanese 1000 Guineas last weekend, a race taken out by Star Anise, the Classic Watch 26 Hope, making it 5 classics already for the site already. 6 if you include the New Zealand Oaks, which I'm loath to include really because the horse wasn't on the site when it won the race, so it's a bit harsh to claim it. But it was certainly on the site when it won the Australian Oaks. And then we've had obviously Green Spaces, Observer, and Ollie Dancer as well. Have all done the job at pattern level, at classic level for the site so far. So hopefully there'll be more horses added on to the year in places like Europe, England, France, Ireland, America, plenty of places, Germany. And keep up with it all through the season on classicwatch26.great/site.net, where this horse might make an appearance. Basse Terre is the name of the horse. Very interesting horse this is. I'm glad to find this one. Basse Terre is a colt sired by Kitasan Black out of a dam called Mambia, who herself was sired by Aldebaran. Basse Terre is owned by the Silk Racing Company Limited and trained by Takashi Saito, a horse bred by Northern Farm. People take a look at the form of the horse. It was one of them that sadly failed to win first time out, beaten on debut on the 30th of November 2025 at Tokyo, where it went off the favourite and could only finish second behind Go Lucky. It then made no mistake on its second start, winning a maiden on the 20th of December 2025 at Hanshin, when ridden like he was on his debut by Christian Demuro. Up-topping trip to 1 mile 2 furlongs from the 1 mile from 1 furlong he made his debut. And that was the trip he made his reappearance at 3 on the 8th of March 2026 at Nakayama, when going off the third favourite and ridden by Yuichiro Kawada. This horse, Basse Terre, managed to take out the Group 2 Deep Impact Kinen, a race that obviously has great standing in Japan. Might not be a classic, but it's named after one of their legendary race horses. And it does normally take a decent horse to win the race, I think. So Basse Terre comes into the race with 2 wins out of 3 starts and 1 second place. Another horse that has never been out of the first 2 in his life. And the horse has currently earned 63.33 million yen in his career. Group 2 winner on only his 3rd start. Very interesting horse. People take a look at the horse on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. They will see that everything is looking correct there. 63,328,000 yen. 3 starts, 2 wins, 1 place. And the bit we're interested in is 5H. Basse Terre is dam line 5H, which is the line we will be taking a look at on this horse. I think it's one of the most dominant lines in the last 40 or 50 years, I think. And I think we must have a chance with this one. Basse Terre, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a few dams. We're probably going to go back to the 6th or 7th dam, really, if I think they're still relevant on this one, because the 5th dam was only foaled 7 years after me in 1981. Flippers, but we'll get to her in due course, obviously. But we're going to take a look at the dams as we normally do, find any good horses that we can find along the way. And then at the end of the video, we're going to watch Basse Terre win the Group 2 Deep Impact Kinent. We only watch them win on debut if they win. If they win the second time out, then expected, aren't they? If they're any good. But they catch them on the first time out, ideally. But yeah, you'll see the horses entered for the Satsuki Show, the Japanese 2,000 guineas, this coming weekend. So let's get cracking, shall we? Without further ado, let's take a look at a horse called Cherokee, a filly born in 2021, sired by Toronado out of Mashka. People say that the dam of Basse Terre, Mambia, is the second dam of this horse. So already we're on to the second dam, Mambia, an experienced mare. Cherokee, a Turkish bred horse. 10 starts, 3 wins and a second. 4 out of 10 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of 2,192,475 Turkish lira. Yeah, this is a Turkish pattern horse. This horse won the Group 2 Turkish Nene Hatun of 2024. Owned by Sanem Karaman and bred by Fethay Karaman and trained by Kadir Baltachi. But yeah, Turkish pattern winner. I don't get many of them in my videos, do we? Good start. Good to see something different. Another horse I found was this horse here, Zona Verde, a filly born in 2021, sired by Calix out of Namibia. Again, you'll see that Mambia is the second dam of this horse out of a 2015 foaled mare who's already 10. Zona Verde has raced 15 times in her career, 2 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds, 9 out of 15 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $251,426 US in her career. Good horse, Zona Verde, managed to win the Group 3 Jimmy Durante Stakes out in America in 2023. Horse was also placed 3rd in the Group 1 Delmar Oaks and placed 2nd in the Group 2 San Clemente Handicap. The Group 1 and Group 2 placed Group 3 winner, owned by the Benowitz Family Trust and bred by Knockany Stud in Ireland. Another decent horse, Zona Verde, it's fair to say. So we've already looked at 2 horses. Before we get to the dam, Mambia, a mare born in 2008, sired by Aldebaran out of a French-bred mare called Algoa. Mambia raced 9 times in her career, 4 wins and a second. 5 out of 9 starts in the first 2 for career earnings of €116,530. This horse raced mainly in France. Mambia managed to win a Group 3 winning 2-year-old, winning the 2010 Prix de Calvados, a race ran at Deauville. She was sold and sent to Japan in 2015 when her career was over, and you'll see owned by Katsumi Yoshida and bred by Skaya Duharas Dumas. Very interesting horse, it's fair to say, Mambia. Very interesting. And it's a very interesting dam line, this. We're going to keep going and see what we can find. I only managed to find 1 horse in between the first and the second dam. Olendon is the name of the horse, a mare born in 2016, sired by Le Havre out of Talima, a French-bred mare. People will see that Algoa is the second dam of this horse. Olendon raced 13 times in her career, 2 wins, 4 seconds and a third. 7 out of 13 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €103,090 and €99,850 US dollars in her career. Decent horse, Olendon. Managed to win the listed Prix-Finland in 2019 and finished second in the Group 1, what was then Prix Saint-Hilary, the same year. The at Saint-Hilary now a Group 2 race, sadly. But yeah, Group 1 place listed winner, Olendon, for owners, Wonder Stables, Madacat Stables LLC. They also have plenty of owners. Shaddai Farm as well, had a little go with it. But yeah, horse sent to Japan in the end. 2022 colt by Maurice on the ground, according to this site here. So another mare out in Japan on this line. Second dam now, Algoa, a mare born in 1998, sired by Common Grounds out of Atlantic Blue. Very interesting, this family. Algoa raced 13 times in her career, 2 wins, 4 seconds and 4 thirds. 10 out of 13 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of €22,730. Didn't really make as much on the track as people would have liked. The horse was raced in France and then sent to Ireland, owned by Ecurie Skymark Farm and bred by Skymark Farm as well. I found a couple of horses definitely in between the next dam. They're starting to come a little bit regularly now, it's fair to say. Encanto Dream, a horse born in 2004, sired by Galileo out of Atlantic Blue. So this is a half-sister, half-brother to our horse, it's fair to say. Encanto Dream raced 17 times in his career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. 10 out of 17 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $372,765 US dollars. Not a bad horse, it's fair to say. First Group 2 winner that we've had on the line so far. This horse managed to win the Group 2 Prix Maurice Daniel of 2008 in France. The horse also won the Prix de la Porte of Madrid and was placed in the Group 1 Prix de Cadran, as well as being placed in the Prix de Hedeville and the Prix Gladiateur. Horse sadly fatally injured during morning exercise in October 2009. Horse owned by Mademoiselle Louise Calamari and bred by Skymark Farm. Yeah, good decent stayer they had there. Group 2 winner, sired by Galileo. Atalando is the next one we're going to take a look at. A gelding born in 2001, sired by Hernando out of Atlantic Blue. So this one again is very closely related to the second dam of our horse. Atalando raced 23 times in her career, 6 wins, 2 seconds and a third, 8 out of 23 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $419,405 US dollars in her career. She had a decent career at Lando. She managed to win another Group 2 for us, the San Luis Obispo Handicap of 2006. And she also won the Group 3 Knickerbocker Handicap the year before in 2005. Placed also in La Coupe de Maison de la Lafitte as well as the Group 2 San Gabriel Handicap. This horse was owned by Gary Tanaka and bred by Skymark Farm Incorporated. Good horse at Lando. Another one I did find was this horse here, Barwad. Horse born in 2013, sired by Lope de Vega out of Atlanta. So this horse, Atlantic Blue, is the second dam of this horse. Barwad raced 13 times in his career, 3 wins, a second and 2 thirds. 6 out of 13 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $56,584 UK pounds, although the horse raced in France, Qatar and Oman, where the UK pound is not the currency. Fantastic. Barwad managed to finish place in a listed French classic trial back in 2016, the listed Prix Omnium II, when trained, I should imagine, by Andre Farb. Horse was owned by Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Thani. Then it went to Al Shanani Stud and then Khalid Zaman. Barwad, yeah, he was what he was. Classic placed horse. Can't knock him. We're now at the third dam of our horse, Basse Terre, and we're only at 1992. Don't forget. Atlantic Blue, a mare born in 1992, sired by Nureyev out of a dam called Hale Atlantis, who was born in 1987 and sired by Seattle Saloon. Atlantic Blue was unraced, the third dam of our horse, unraced. But yeah, we have got the Group 3 winning 2-year-old as the first dam, haven't we? For people that like those sort of things, Mambia. And the second dam did race 20 times without luck in Patent Company. But the third dam of the horse, Atlantic Blue, is unraced. But it's then where really the handbrake comes off then, really. Discourse we've got to look at, a mare born in 2009, sired by Street Cry out of Divine Dixie. People will see that Divine Dixie is also out of Hale Atlantis. I'm not sure if she was a pattern race winner or not. Let's have a look. I'm fairly certain that she was. Yeah, this horse is well worth looking at in her own right, you see. Divine Dixie, a mare born in 1995, sired by Dixieland Band, out of Hale Atlantis. You'll see there the horse was second in the Jersey Blues Stakes of 1998 on the track herself, earning $62,220 and winning 2 out of 14 starts, with 8 out of 14 starts in the first 3. Owned by Stonerside Stables and bred by Arthur Appleton. She certainly is a black type producer, that's for sure. Discourse raced 3 times in her career and won 2 of them for career earnings of £30,053 UK pounds in Great Britain. Discourse managed to win the Group 3 Sweet Solera Stakes of 2011 as a 2-year-old for Godolphin, broke the track record that day, and she herself is a multiple black type producer. Bandini is an interesting horse. Bandini, horse born in 2002. That one is not out of Discourse though, so we'll look at that one first, I think. Bandini, out of Divine Dixie. Bandini raced 9 times in his career, 5 wins and a second. 6 out of 9 in the first 2 for career earnings of $676,380 in his career. Bandini sired by Fusaki Pegasus out of Divine Dixie herself. So this will be a full brother to Discourse, the dam we've just looked at. Bandini, the first Group 1 winner on the line, winner of the Bluegrass Stakes of 2005. The horse was also placed in the Group 2 Fountain of Youth Stakes as well as winning the Group 3 Skip Away Handicap the year after in 2006. The horse was at stud for a while. It went to Saudi Arabia in the end after standing for 5 seasons at Walmart Farm in Kentucky. The horse owned by Shorehead Corporation, bred by Marvin Little Jr., James Islin and Ron McKee. Couldn't really find much record of it standing on Arian, but JBIS came to the rescue. You'll see that the horse had at least 3 individual winners, Martha Washington Stakes, and also a couple of listed races as well. So the horse did sire at least 3 individual stakes winners there, you would see. 2 at listed level. But yeah, safe to say the stallion was what he was, Bandini, by the looks of things. Now we're back to Discourse again, so we can start looking. Oh no, that one isn't out of Discourse either, I don't think, is it? No. We'll take a look at this one. I'll get there eventually, my mistake. Lord North. A gelding born in 2016, sired by Jubawi, out of Najum. People will see that Divine Dixie is the second dam of this horse, Najum. Lord North raced 23 times in his career, 10 wins, 4 seconds and 2 thirds. 16 of 23 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $6,421,514 UK pounds in Great Britain, USA, the UAE and Ireland. Proper globe-trotting gelding. I think he won the Cambridgeshire as well, didn't it, at the end of the season? Very interesting horse, Lord North, winner of the Jane Seymour Stakes at 3 back in 2019. At 4, the horse won 2 Group 1 races, the Dubai Turf and the Prince of Wales Stakes at Royal Ascot, as well as winning the Group 3 Brigadier Gerard Stakes. At 6, the horse dead heated with Pamphilassa to win another Dubai Turf. And at 7, the horse came back and won the Group 1 Dubai Turf again for the 3rd time, as well as winning the Group 3 Winter Derby at Lingfield. And at 8, the horse was placed in the Group 2 Sandown Mile and the Group 3 Winter Derby. I mean, what a career the horse had, Lord North, it's fair to say. placed in other Group 1 races, the Juddmonte International at 4. Also 4th in the Tatzel's Gold Cup and the Eclipse. And the horse definitely had a fantastic career. Bred by Godolphin, but it was owned by His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Mohammed. It was a good horse. Remember it globe-trotting on several occasions. Very good horse. Now can we get where we need to be? Can we? We're going to move that one further down. I can see what's gone wrong. Discourse has been opened twice. Aha. I see the problem now. Out for a spin. We're going to take a look at this one now. Out for a spin, a filly. Born in 2016. Sired by Hard Spun out of My Mammy. People will see that Divine Dixie is also the second dam of this horse. Out for a spin, raced 9 times in her career. 3 wins, a second and 2 thirds. 6 out of 9 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $392,363 US dollars. This horse was a Group 1 winner. The horse won the Group 1 Ashland Stakes of 2019. And the horse was also placed second in the Bob Fortas Memorial Stakes, a race held at Fairgrounds. Owned by Commonwealth Stables and bred by William L. M. Backer Revocable Trust. Interesting horse, Group 1 winner. Out for a spin, you'll see Divine Dixie has certainly done her job, hasn't she, on this line. Now, a horse we've already looked at, Discourse. Just remind everybody, winner of the track record breaking winner of the Group 3 Sweet Solera Stakes of 2011. And she is the dam of Blown by Wind, a gelding born in 2016, sired by Invincible Spirit out of Discourse. I think this one won a pattern race this season, didn't it? Blown by Wind, raced 27 times in his career, 6 wins, 4 seconds and a third, 11 out of 27 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $137,959 UK pounds in Great Britain and the UAE. No, it didn't, sorry, my mistake. It won in 2021. I'm thinking of another one of his horses. Definitely owned by the same person, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, and bred by Godolphin. Blown by Wind won the Group 2 Jabal Ali Mile in 2021. I'm not sure that race is that grade anymore. Horse trained by Mark Johnston and then Saeed bin Gadaya out in the USA. Yeah, it's not the horse I was thinking of, UAE. Blown by Wind, but an interesting horse nonetheless. Also the winner of the Spindrifter Condition Stakes at Pontefract as well at 2. Hadith is a mare born in 2015, sired by New Approach out of Discourse. Hadith raced 5 times in her career, 2 wins and a third, 3 out of 5 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £24,461 UK pounds on the track. Hadith managed to win the Montrose Fillies Stakes of 2017, a listed race over 1 mile at Newmarket, when trained by Charlie Appleby for Godolphin. And she is the dam of horse as well. She's not done too bad. Silent Love, a filly born in 2022, sired by Jubawi out of Hadith. So all the way back now to Divine Dixie being the third dam of this horse on the same line. Silent Love raced 5 times in her career so far, 3 wins and 2 thirds, for every time in the first 3 in her first 5 starts, for career earnings of £86,983 in Great Britain. Silent Love last year raced quite well. She won the Group 3 Princess Royal Stakes of 2025, and she also won the listed Chalice Stakes the same year at Newmarket. Group 3 listed winning 3-year-old. Could there be more to come this year? Possibly. You could say that Silent Love could be one to keep an eye on this year in races like the Middleton and maybe races like that. Interesting horse. Definitely. Just noticed there. Right, let's move on from this line now, Discourse. I think it took us long enough to get there. Stormy Atlantic, a horse born in 1994, sired by Stormcat out of Hale Atlantis. So we're right back now on the Hale Atlantis line. This horse, a half-brother to the third dam of our horse. Stormy Atlantic raced 15 times in his career, 6 wins, 2 seconds and a third, 9 out of 15 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £148,100 $126. Good horse, Stormy Atlantic was. Managed to win two stakes races in America, the Demetrius Stakes at Delaware and the Havre de Grace Stakes held at Pimlico, and was also third in the Consent Stakes. So, yeah, only a minor stakes winner for owner Hillendale Farms and Arthur Appleton. But what this horse was a fantastic stallion, really. I mean, we could have a look through this stallion here in South America, Victor Security, horse bred in Argentina, just how good Stormy Atlantic was as a stallion. He foals 1,615 foals around the world, 1,378 of them ran, 1,000 of them won. And Stormy Atlantic, in fact, sired 112 stakes winners. You know, no back number at all, that stallion, without any shadow of a doubt. Very good stallion indeed. Sire of over 100 stakes winners. And he's a full brother to the third dam of our horse. You know, things starting to take shape. Not only have we got a classic potential, we've also got stallion potential. And what's more, with those 100 wins of Stormy Atlantic, we're only touching the surface of the stallion potential of this horse. So let's keep going, shall we? Stern Opinion is the next horse we need to take a look at. A horse born in 2005, sired by Mizzen Mast out of Helstra. People will see that Hale Atlantis is now the second dam of this horse. We're going to take a look at a few now on this line out of Helstra. Stern Opinion raced 13 times in his career, 3 wins, 3 seconds and 2 thirds. 8 out of 13 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of €170,000. This horse raced in France, Stern Opinion, and it raced quite well for 3 years. At 2, 3 and 4, it won listed races. It won the Prix Yacoulef at 2. It won the Prix Hampton at 3 and the Prix de Cercle at 4. The horse was also placed in 5 Group 3 races as well. So a 5-time Group 3 placed triple listed winner. This horse was, in his day, for owner and breeder Judmont Farms. And yeah, the horse did go to stud. It was at stud in India as far back as 2011. And again, through Jibis, I can see some record of that. Because the horse did sire three listed placed horses in the Calcutta Champion Sprint and the Poonawalla Million. 3 horses there, but no listed winners or anything according to this site. But yeah, so it was out there, siring in India, and it was racing around the pattern level with around 2014-15 side horses. Stern Opinion. Next horse we're going to take a look at is Decorated Invader. I thought this horse was at stud, but I couldn't find any record of it going at stud. Decorated Invader, horse born in 2017, sired by Declaration of War out of Gamely Girl. You'll see there Helstra is the second dam of this horse. Decorated Invader raced 17 times in his career, 6 wins, 4 seconds and a third. 11 out of 17 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $617,823. Interesting horse, Decorated Invader, I think. You know, I didn't know much about him, but he did win a Group 1 at 2. He won the 2019 Summer Stakes, and he was also 4th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf that year. At 3, he also won 2 Group 2 races, the Pennine Ridge Stakes at Belmont and the National Museum of Racing Hall of Fame Stakes at Saratoga. And the horse was also second in the Group 2 Hill Print Stakes as well, the same year. So, yeah, Group 1 and dual Group 2 winner. This horse, Decorated Invader, for owner West Point Thoroughbreds, William T. Freeman, William Sandbrook and Cheryl Manning. I thought this horse was at stud, but I could find no record of it at stud, so it wasn't. I must have just dreamt it. Fire at Will is the next one we're going to take a look at. A horse born in 2018, another one sired by Declaration of War, out of Flirt. People see that the dam of the last horse, Gamely Girl, was the second dam of this horse. So Helstra is the third dam of this horse. Fire at Will raced 6 times in his career, 3 wins and a third. 4 out of 6 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $675,932 in his career. Fire at Will was another Group 1 winner of the 2020 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. He also won the Group 2 Pilgrim Stakes, and at 3 was third in the Group 3 Transylvania Stakes. So it's fair to say that the horse didn't really train on, isn't it? Better 2-year-old than it was a 3-year-old. The horse is at stud at Sequel in New York, 2024 fee of $5,000. And we can confirm that the fee has dropped and is changed. It's now at Mountain View Farm at Gainesville in New York for a fee of $2,500. No horses on the track yet. His next 2-year-olds, I think, might be due this year. It might be the odd 2-year-old coming out this year by this horse, Group 1 winner, 5 at Will. Be interesting to see how he gets on. He could be a good stallion. He could be. And the evidence is going to be overwhelming soon. Buy yourselves for it. Hail Atlantis is the next horse we're going to take a look at. Finally, we're at the 4th dam of our horse, Hail Atlantis. Hail Atlantis, a mare born in 1987, sired by Seattle Slew, out of Flippers. A mare born in 1981 who was sired by Coastal. Hail Atlantis raced 11 times in her career, 3 wins and 2 seconds. 5 out of 11 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $176,325 US dollars in her career. Very interesting horse, Hail Atlantis. Winner of the Santa Anita Oaks of 1988. Group 1 winning 4th dam of our horse. And as we know, she's more than definitely a black type producer, owned by Arthur I. Appleton and bred by Claiborne Farm and the Gamely Corporation. Very interesting horse, Hail Atlantis, the dam of Stormy Atlantic. They kept coming a bit then after this. Where was this one? There's this one fit in. Okay, we're going to go straight to the next dam, Flippers. A mare born in 1981, sired by Coastal, out of a dam called Moccasin, who was sired by Nantala. Flippers raced 16 times in her career, 5 wins, 4 seconds and a third. 10 out of 16 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $247,739 US dollars in her career. Flippers again, very good horse. Managed to win at 2. The Pocahontas Stakes, that's now pattern race. The Goldenrod Stakes is definitely is, and the Alcibiades is a Group 1 race. And at 3, the horse was second in what was then Group 2 Monmouth Oaks of 1984, giving us some sort of an idea of the ability of the horse. Bred by Claiborne Farm and owned by Hugo Lascelles, Penfold Bloodstock and Norlands Bloodstock. So yeah, it's one what are now pattern races in the States. Flippers, the 5th dam of our horse. Is it the 5th dam or is it the 4th? I can never quite remember. The 5th dam. So the 4th dam and the 5th dam of our horse are strong on the track. Hail Atlantis and Flippers, it's fair to say. And it's then really, don't forget, we're still not even at my year of birth. We're less than 50 years away, The further you go back, this horse is solid, rock solid. I found some other horses in between that and the 6th dam, believe it or not. Appalachie, we're going to take a look at. Horse born in 1971 and sired by Round Table out of Moccasin. So this is a half-sister to the 5th, half-brother to the 5th dam of our horse. Appalachie raced 5 times in his career, managed to win 4 of them and be 3rd in another. Never out of the first 3 in his career, for career earnings of $98,505 US dollars in his career. Very good horse. At 2, the horse won the Group 1 Observer Gold Cup of 1973. I've got no idea what race that is now. The horse was 3rd in the UK 2000 Guineas of 1974. I suppose it might be the Dewhurst, mightn't it? That's something for me to have a look at later, isn't it? We'll find out what race that is. At 3, the horse was placed in the UK 2000 Guineas in 1974, the year of my birth, and won the Gladness Stakes, the Group 3 race over in Ireland the same year. Owned by J. Mulcahy and Sir Seaclaw and bred by Claiborne Farms. Pretty good horse, Appalachie, it's fair to say. The horse went to stud a champion 2-year-old colt in England and Ireland. So, yeah, I wonder if that is now. It could be the middle part, couldn't it? Or the Dewhurst, I would say. Well, I guess. But the euthanised, sadly, due to decline in health in 1996. Couldn't find any record of it standing on Arian, which is strange. But because I found that it sired plenty of good horses in the 80s. The horse sired at least 4 individual Group 1 winners. Appalachie Honey, Up the Appalachie, K1 King and High Council. The horse also signed the winner of the Lockage in 1982, a horse called Motivato. So this was no back number as a stallion. Look, I filled the first page up with pattern race winners on JBIS. And even the second page that we're going to load in now. Hopefully it'll load in a bit of that. There we go. Again, look, more listed winners. Good 2-placed horses as well in America and the UK. You know, this was a fair horse, a fair stallion, it's fair to say, I think. You know, the horse has signed, like I said, at least 4 individual stakes winners. I've got no accurate actual numbers, though, but we can gather from there that it's signed a few, without any shadow of a doubt. Appalachia, very good horse and a good stallion in his day. Signed some nice horses. The next one we're going to take a look at is this horse here, Belted Earl, a horse born in 1978, sired by Damascus, out of Moccasin. So yes, it's a half brother to the horse we just looked at, and to the 5th dam of our horse. Belted Earl raced 6 times in his career, 4 wins and a second, 5 out of 6 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of $29,727 US. Belted Earl won the Group 3 Desmond Stakes and the Group 3 Greenland Stakes, 2 Group 3 winners owned by Robert Sangster, champion older horse and champion sprinter in Ireland in 1982. The horse did do some siren before suddenly dying in 1998. Again, I found some record of that at JBIS. You know, I see the horse sire there, at least 2 individual listed winners, including the winner of the 1989 Louisiana Breeders' Derby, Big Earl. So yeah, the horse did sire, and sired some stakes winners as well. The exact number, though, again, I'm unsure at this stage. The next horse we're going to take a look at is the 6th dam of our horse, Moccasin. We had to look at this one because she was so good on the track and so influential. We had to look at her. Moccasin, born in 1963, sired by Nantala, out of Roughshod. Moccasin raced 21 times in her career, 11 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds, 17 out of 21 starts in the first 3, and for career earnings in the 1960s of $388,075 US. What a horse. The 6th dam of our horse, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th dam of our horse. Look at him. Oaks winner. Flippers. Pattern race winner now. This one here. Moccasin. Again, a lot of these are stakes races now too. She won the Matron Stakes, the Salima Stakes. Spinaway's a Group 1 now. The Alcibiades is a Group 1. She won these races in 1965. At 3, she won the Test Stakes. That, I think, is still a Group 1, maybe. And 3rd in what is definitely a Group 1 Acorn. 4th in the Group 4th one, she won the Phoenix Handicap. She was also 2nd in the Barbara Fishy Handicap. She's a champion 2-year-old filly and co-horse of the year, and broodmare in the Kentucky Dam, as we know, of Appalachia and Belted Earl, 2 horses that we've looked at. She was sadly euthanised the 1st of July 1986 and buried at Claiborne Farm. But yeah, she's definitely done her bit, didn't she? Bred by A.B. Hancock Jr. What a horse. 4th dam of her was born in 1899. Incredible history of this horse. Wow. And then the stallions just keep coming after that. Saddler's Wells, a horse born in 1981, sired by Northern Dancer, out of Fairy Bridge. A mare born in 1975 and sired by Bold Reason. Where we are with this horse is Roughshod. The 4th dam of Saddler's Wells would be the 7th dam of our horse, because Moccasin the 6th dam, Roughshod the 7th dam. I suppose I better make sure she never won 15 pattern races. No, she didn't, you see. Although she was 2nd in a horse called the race called the Wycombe Handicap. So, yeah, very interesting horse, Saddler's Wells. The 4th dam of Saddler's Wells is the 6th dam of our horse. Saddler's Wells raced 11 times in his career, 6 wins and 4 seconds, 10 out of 11 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of $663,423 US. What a horse. Classic winner, Sadler's Wells, winner of the Irish 2000 Guineas of 1984. Horse also won the Group 1 Eclipse and the Group 1 Phoenix Champion Stakes the same year. Group 2 winner at 2, winning the Beresford Stakes of 1983. And she also won at 3 the Derringstown Stud Stakes, and second in the French Derby, second in the King George and the Gladness. Raced in the Ireland, Great Britain and France, the 1984 Champion Miler in France. Entered stud in 1984 at Coolmore before sadly being pensioned off in 2008. Died in April 2011 from natural causes. What's an incredible horse, bred by Swettenham Stud and owned by Coolmore. Believe it or not, there is the son of Sadler's Wells at stud, Curtin Cool. And you'll see there what an incredible stallion this one was. Sadler's Wells foaled 2,140 horses, 1,678 of them ran, 1,082 of them won, and 291 stakes winners, sired by the legendary Sadler's Wells. You'll see that's why I said that the Stormy Antarctic's 112 would pale into insignificance when we get going on this line. And we're starting is the key word, to see a bit of that now. Because obviously we have to look at Nureyev now as well. Nureyev, a horse born in 1977. Another one sired by Northern Dancer out of a dam called Special. This one even better, you see, Thong is the dam of Sadler's, the second dam of Sadler's Wells as well. And Rough Shod is the third dam of Nureyev, believe it or not. Nureyev raced 3 times in his career and won twice, for career earnings of $42,522 US in his career. A horse they definitely took no chances with. I didn't realise he only raced 3 times. The horse won the Group 3 pre-Thomas Byron in 1979, and the horse also won the pre-Jebel as well. The horse owned by Woolmack Farm and bred by Claymore. Champion, a 3-year-old colt. He must have won. Did he not win more races than that? I don't know. It's hard to say. I've got to go with what they showed me, haven't I? You know, I normally do. I'm tempted to go and look elsewhere though. Let me pause the video. Let's see if Nureyev only won 3 races. Surely this site wouldn't have a horse like that wrong, would it? Yeah, I knew there must have been more to this. The horse had actually raced 3 times, but his third start, he was actually disqualified in the 2000 Guineas. You know, and then he developed a virus heading towards the Derby at Epsom and never raced again. So, yeah, this horse did only race 3 times. You know, he won twice and was a disqualified winner on his third start. So at the time this horse retired, he really was unbeaten, first past the post. But he was disqualified in the UK 2000 Guineas. But again, Sadler's Wells' younger brother. Didn't know that. Well, I did. But, you know, it was at the time when I was younger, I didn't. Very interesting horse. We should have Nureyev stud record here somewhere. Yeah, there we go, because he was the second he was the second sire of this sire here, an acclamation, the second sire of this. So we can see that Nureyev foals 784 foals, 633 of them ran, 475 of them won, and Nureyev sired himself 135 stakes winners. So in about a third of the horses of Sadler's Wells, he sired nearly half the winners. You know, it could be argued that Nureyev was a better sire than Sadler's Wells on the books, but there just weren't as many of them on the ground. But yeah, phenomenal sire, Nureyev, it's fair to say. And then they didn't know all these 3 horses were related at the time. We've got to take a look now at Fairy King, a horse born in 1982, sired by Northern Dancer again, out of Fairy Bridge. This horse only raced once and never won nothing on the track. I don't know if it got injured on its first start or what. The horse foaled in 1982, entered stud in 1986 at Ballynasheen Stud in Ireland. It then went to Coolmore in Ireland, shuttled to Coolmore in Australia, pensioned in 1998 due to infertility, suddenly euthanised on June the 5th, 1999 after developing severe laminitis in his right foreleg. The horse is buried next to Caerleon and Golden Fleece at Coolmore. So this is obviously another one they had problems with. I should research these things more, shouldn't I? But I don't. And have I closed down the tab there of the horse I need? I think I have. Hang on a second. There's a tab I needed there. Let me go and find it again. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I did close the tab down. Let's have a look at his stallion record there. I'll sit through this stallion that's still at stud these days, Success Days. People see that Fairy King's stud record is actually on this one. Fairy King foaled 800 foals in his career, more than Nureyev. 598 of them ran, 402 of them won, and Fairy King himself sired by no back number 73 stakes winners in his career. So Sadler's Wells and Nureyev and Fairy King, safe to say they all did their job. Fairy King related to out of Fairy Bridge as well, exactly the same as Sadler's Wells was. But yeah, very interesting little family there of stallions, weren't there? Siring over 400 stakes winners between them. And they're not that far related from our horse, it's fair to say. Take a look at this pedigree on the historical dam line 5H on bloodlines.net. People still unfortunately have to go through the Wayback Machine at this time. There doesn't look to be any immediate hope of this site coming back. It's been away from the public for a long time now. People see that our section is actually quite easy to find. You'll see there that you've got Fairy Bridge, Nureyev as well there, Sadler's Wells, 2,000 guineas winner all the way back to Thong in 1964. There's Moccasin, our section as well, Flippers and Hale Atlantis, so that's more our section because there's Atlantic Blue and Algoa on this section as well. Looks like there's a Spanish Oaks winner somewhere in there as well that we chose not to look at. If you're relying on Spanish Oaks winners to make your case, then I think you're probably struggling, to be honest with you. Shame as always we didn't include that one there, Phil Beach, although that one does bring a bell espadrille. I'm not sure what that has foaled. But there's a little more Bachelor Duke as well we could have had as well, an Irish 2,000 guineas winner of 2004. But I did think, to be honest, the case was well and truly made, and they are a fair way away from ours, Moccasins line. That's really our section. But we had to pick up those. Impossible not to at the end of the day. So, Basse Terre, back to our horse after all that. Group 2, Japanese winning 3-year-old, never out the first two. Having seen all that, what do you think? Yeah, exactly. Impossible not to rule out of this horse being absolutely anything. At this stage, world-class future stallion, classic winner. Just the sort of colt I'm looking for at this season. Endless stallion potential, and hopefully a few Group 1s on the track out of the horse as well. But before we move on, let's close down a few tabs now to try and save on some CPU, because it's getting time to watch the horse win. The Group 2 Deep Impact Kinnan, which is always a fascinating race, I think. Always is worth looking at. Sometimes does throw a very decent horse, and hopefully this year is one of those years. It's fair to say. It's now time for me to play the annual. Let's get the video to find the race video again, and there it is. Quite quick today. Jolly good. That's what I was meaning. You never do quite know what's going to happen with this section, because sometimes it does take me a while to find the race. I found it now. So without further ado, let's watch the race and see what we think.
最後に10番バリオスが収まって10頭ゲートに揃いました。スタートしました。アドマイヤクワッズいいスタートを切っています。少し4番ライヒスアドラーは後ろから、まず内から1番ステラスペース、そして2番の名将ソラリス、この2頭が並んで先行。早くも後ろを5馬身6馬身と離していきます。離れた3番手9番アメティストス、そして4番手に6番アドマイヤクワッズです。この1馬身後ろ10番バリオス、インに4番ライヒスアドラー、中段からスタンド前から1コーナー、その後5番タイダルロック、3番コスモギガンティア、後方2頭8番バステール、7番もう A でしょうとなっています。1コーナーから2コーナーに進んでいきます。先手は結局2番名将ソラリスが取りました。リードを1馬身半、1番ステラスペースが2番手になります。前の2頭ここから2馬身差ができて 6番アドマイ役は3番手、内に入れて9番アメテュストスが4番手、向こう正面へと出ていきます。1馬身半差4番ライヒスアドラーは5番手になりました。この位置で先頭まで7馬身ぐらい、6番手集団に5番のタイダルロック、3番コスモギガンティアが内から追走。 1000m は1分0秒4で通過していきました。これらの後ろ2馬身切れて10番バリオスが後ろから3頭目、8番のバステール依然後方から2頭目、7番のもうええでしょう最後方となっています。3コーナーをカーブしていきます。逃げていく2番の名将ソラリス、リードを1馬身取っています。ついていく1番ステラスペース、2番手600を切ります。3、4コーナー中間、3番手外にアドマイヤクワッズ、インからは9番のアメティスト3、4番手、3番手以降徐々に固まってこの外に持ち出す4番ライヒスアドラー、徐々に前との差を詰めにいって中段馬群の中にタイダルロック、大外に回って後方は10番バリオス、4コーナーをカーブして直線コースへと向かいます。逃げる2番の名将ソラリスに並んでいくステラスペース、外から一気に4番のライヒスアドラーが伸びてくる、連れて内200を切ってアドマイヤクワッズ、馬群の中はタイダルロック、外から8番のバステール、大外7番もうええでしょうの体勢ですが、先頭はアドマイヤクワッツ、4番のライヒスアドラー、外から8番のバステールが一気にかわした。バステール差し切ってゴールイン、2番手争いどうか、4番ライヒスアドラー、そして6番アドマイヤクワッズ、この2頭2着争いは際悪くなっています。
Might not have been the prettiest ride on the saddle in the saddle there, but there was no doubt in that horse was finishing very strongly in that race, was there? Basse Terre, what a finish. Finished very strongly, I thought there. And it was easily on top at the end of Reich Sadler, who's a decent horse. I must admit, Reich Sadler and Admire Quads, who might turn up in this race, and Tidal Lock are all horses I've had a look at. They're all lovely horses. Them three, you know, but there's some lovely horses out in Japan, there really is. But on the day, Basse Terre, I thought, ran out a comfortable 3/4 of a length victory. He got there nice and easily on the day, didn't he, jockey Yuga Kawada? And I thought once he was there, wasn't he? And the horse was never getting beat. Once Yu-Gi-Oh Kawada judged the distance to perfection. To be fair to him, he certainly knew where the winning post was, the jockey there, and he got the horse Basse Terre right where he needed to be at the right time to secure his first pattern race victory in the Group 2 Deep Impact Kinen. Is this horse a classic trial? Well, the horse has won a fairly informative classic trial, I think, this horse. So is Basse Terre a classic horse? Not a classic trial. He's won a classic trial. He will never be one. I suppose they could name a race after him like they did Deep Impact. Who knows? But to me, I would be quite surprised if we never saw this horse in the Derby, in the Guineas that he's entered for this coming weekend, and more so the Derby. You know, I mean, this to me, that was a proper nice staying performance that we just saw in the Group 2, wasn't it? And I think the mile and a half could well be up this horse's street as well. You know, especially after looking at the pedigree. You know, could this be this could be a Triple Crown horse at this stage? You know, it's got the pedigree, I think, to be competitive over all three distances. You know, and I think it will be a formidable contender, hopefully. And hopefully it will find a place at stud, whatever it does. If it's won the Group 2 Deep Impact Kinen, and you've seen what it's related to. I mean, if I was owned a stud farm, I'd be ringing them up next season if they weren't interested. But yeah, absolutely limitless potential on this horse at the moment. And that's why I think the horse has definitely at least deserved its own Classic Watch 26 Possibles video, without any shadow of a doubt, which is what it's got here. And if the horse does win in a Classic, I imagine you will see it on a classicwatch26.great/site.net at some point. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody for sitting with me while I made it and watching it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. What can I offer you? Well, I can offer you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel for first. That way you will not miss any of my content moving forward. And if you do some work with your YouTube notifications, you can set them up so it notifies you every time I upload a video. And you will not miss any of my content at all moving forward. Might be useful for you. And if this horse wasn't enough for you, I could give you an opportunity to look at the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist as well. All of the Classic Watch 26 Possibles from all around the world, Australia, everywhere really, including ones not on the website as of yet. So, yeah, that's definitely worth a look after this video. It should be there at the end. Just go ahead there and go and take a look. But for now, I think I can think about ending this video here now. We're halfway through the UK Guineas Trials at Newmarket. We had a 50-1 winner of the Phillies Trial today, the Nell Stakes, which shook everything up a bit. A few lofty reputations and pedigrees sank in that race. It's the Craven tomorrow for the Colts, and then it's over to Newbury for the Greenham and the Fred Darling. It's also classic week out in Japan, as we know, with Japanese 2,000 guineas. But for now, I am definitely thinking about ending this video here now. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week, won't you? And enjoy the upcoming weekend as well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. And I hope to be back at some point to look at some more horses in some way, shape or form. But for now, I will bid you a fond farewell. Goodbye, everybody.